The air was thick with anticipation. Two world leaders, Donald Trump and Volodymyr Zelensky, prepared to meet. One, a brash businessman turned politician. The other, a comedian turned wartime leader. The White House had never seen such a clash of personalities. Hello friends, and welcome to another video of the Wanderlustron channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel to continue to watch more exciting videos. This wasn't just another meeting. This was a showdown. A chance for two men with vastly different backgrounds and approaches to decide the fate of nations. The world waited with bated breath. Would diplomacy win the day, or would the meeting erupt in chaos? The answer, as with most things involving Donald Trump, was far from predictable. The doors slammed shut, the cameras flashed, and then it began. Trump, true to form, with the help of his vice president, went on the offensive. His voice boomed through the room, each word a hammer blow. He accused Zelensky of being ungrateful for American support. He claimed Ukraine was risking World War III. He even went so far as to suggest Zelensky was disrespecting the United States. Zelensky, though, refused to back down. He had stared down Putin's war machine. He wouldn't be cowed by Trump's bullying. He calmly but firmly defended his country's actions. He spoke of Ukraine's fight for freedom, for democracy, for its very survival. He reminded everyone in the room of the sacrifices his people had made. The tension in the room was palpable. Aides shifted uncomfortably in their seats. Journalists scribbled furiously in their notebooks, struggling to keep up with the verbal volleys. This wasn't diplomacy. This was a brawl. Trump, a self-proclaimed master negotiator, had a plan. He wanted a deal. Not just any deal, mind you. He wanted Ukrainian minerals, rare earth minerals, vital for American technology and industry, and he wanted them cheap. He dangled the promise of continued American aid in front of Zelensky. But there was a catch, of course, a big one. Trump wanted Zelensky to make peace with Putin, on Putin's terms. Zelensky listened patiently as Trump laid out his demands. He understood the stakes. His country was bleeding. They desperately needed American support. But he also knew that surrendering to Putin would be a betrayal of everything Ukraine was fighting for. The message was clear. This wasn't about peace, it was about profit. Trump was willing to sell out Ukraine for a good deal. And Zelensky, caught between a rock and a hard place, was forced to make an impossible choice. News of the explosive meeting spread like wildfire. World leaders watched in astonishment. Social media erupted in a frenzy of commentary. Some praised Trump's tough stance. Others condemned his bullying tactics. From Ottawa to Berlin, from Paris to Tokyo, the message was clear. The world stood with Ukraine. Prime ministers and presidents issued statements of support for Zelensky. They condemned Russian aggression. And they warned Trump against abandoning Ukraine in its hour of need. The meeting had exposed a dangerous rift in the global order. America, once a beacon of democracy and freedom, was now led by a man who seemed more interested in appeasing dictators than supporting allies. Section 5. A land at war. To understand the true significance of the Trump-Zelensky clash, one must look beyond the walls of the White House. One must look to the battlefields of Ukraine. For over 2 years, Ukraine had been locked in a brutal war with Russia. Cities lay in ruins, millions had fled their homes, and still the fighting raged on. The war in Ukraine was not just a regional conflict. It was a battle for the soul of Europe, a test of the West's resolve, and the outcome would have profound implications for the future of global security. Section 6. Minerals and missiles. Ukraine's vast mineral wealth, particularly its reserves of rare earth elements, had become a key factor in the conflict. These minerals, essential for everything from smartphones to fighter jets, were in high demand, and Russia, eager to cripple the West's technological edge, was determined to control them. Trump's obsession with the minerals deal was more than just a businessman's greed. It was a strategic blunder of epic proportions. By pressuring Zelensky to hand over control of Ukraine's resources, he was effectively handing Putin a victory. The failed deal sent shockwaves through the global economy. The price of rare earth minerals soared. Companies scrambled to secure their supply chains, and the world watched nervously as the two nuclear superpowers edged closer to the brink. Section 7. The future of American power. The Trump-Zelensky showdown marked a turning point in American foreign policy. Gone were the days of American leadership on the world stage. In their place was a dangerous mix of isolationism, transactional diplomacy, and open admiration for autocrats. Trump's actions had alienated America's allies and emboldened its adversaries. The rules-based international order, painstakingly built over decades, was crumbling, and the world held its breath, uncertain of what the future held. The future of American power, once a symbol of hope and freedom, now hung in the balance. Section 8. A world on edge. The world watched in horror as the Trump-Zelensky meeting devolved into chaos. It was a stark reminder of the fragility of peace and the dangers of unchecked ambition. The meeting left a trail of unanswered questions. What would become of Ukraine? Would the West stand united against Russian aggression? And could the world avert the looming threat of a wider conflict? One thing was certain: the world was a more dangerous place after the Trump-Zelensky showdown. The future was uncertain, and the stakes had never been higher. Thank you for watching. Be well, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next one.